The sun had not fully risen when Zara Okorie stepped onto the cracked roadside in Onitsha, balancing a heavy tray of sachet water and oranges on her head. Her feet were bare, not because she liked it, but because the only pair of slippers she owned had snapped in half 3 days ago. Cold morning dust clung to her skin. The smell of petrol, hot bread, and gutter water mixed in the air as buses roared past. Drivers shouted. Conductors cursed. Hawkers screamed their prices. Pure water. Sweet orange. Cold pure water. Zara's voice was soft, almost swallowed by the chaos. She was 22, but life had already carved deep lines into her eyes. Her clothes were faded. Her hair was always packed under a cheap scarf. Her body was lean from hunger, her hands rough from labor. Every morning, she walked miles from the tiny one-room shack she shared with her sick mother. Every night, she returned with swollen legs, aching back, and barely enough money to buy gari and medicine. This was her life. No dreams. No future. Just survival. Zara stopped beside a long traffic queue, gently tapping on tinted car windows. Some ignored her. Some waved her away in disgust. One woman rolled down her window only to snap. "Can't you see I'm busy?" Nonsense. The glass slammed back up. Zara lowered her eyes. She was used to it. But inside her chest, something heavy tightened. A familiar ache she never allowed herself to cry over. Because tears didn't change anything. By noon, the sun burned mercilessly overhead. Sweat soaked her clothes. Her arms trembled from the weight of the tray. Her throat was dry. But she dared not drink what she hoped to sell. Each sachet meant food. Each orange meant survival. Then suddenly, screech! A black convoy of SUVs came to an abrupt halt just meters away from her. Soldiers jumped down. Traffic froze. People murmured. "Who is that? Big man? Politician?" Zara stepped back nervously. One of the SUVs rolled down its tinted window. Inside sat a man in his early 30s, sharp in a tailored seat, eyes intense and thoughtful. His gaze locked on her. Not with disgust, not with irritation, but with something else. Recognition, shock, and disbelief. His lips parted slowly. "Zara?" Her breath caught. Her heart slammed violently against her ribs. Nobody had called her that name in years. Not in that voice. She turned fully toward him. Their eyes met, and in that instant, her entire buried past rose like a violent storm. The tray slipped from her head. Sake water burst on the road. Oranges rolled into the dust. People shouted. But Zara heard nothing, because the man inside that black SUV was a ghost she had prayed never to see again. A man who knew her secrets. A man who could destroy her. The world seemed to tilt. Zara stood frozen in the middle of the busy road, her chest rising and falling too fast, her palms trembling. Inside the black SUV, Governor-elect Damien Kalu stared at her like he was seeing a ghost. Because in many ways he was. "Step aside," one of the soldiers barked, already moving to clear the road. But Damien raised a hand. "Leave her." His voice was calm, but something dangerous hid beneath it. The soldier hesitated, then obeyed. Damien opened the door and stepped out. Instantly murmurs exploded. "That's him. The new governor. Jesus, see security." Phones rose. Whispers flew. But Damien saw none of it. His entire focus was on the trembling hawker in front of him. "Zara Okorie," he said quietly. "You're alive." Her throat burned. So he still remembered. "I thought you were dead," he continued, eyes scanning her thin frame, the ragged clothes, the dust-covered feet. "After that night, I search. You vanished." Her fingers curled into fists. "Please," she whispered. "Don't say my name here. Something in her voice, raw fear, cut through him. He glanced around. People were watching. Too many ears. "Get in," he said softly. Now, her eyes widened. "No, Zara," he said firmly. "If you walk away, the people chasing you might not miss you this time." Her blood ran cold. He leaned closer, his voice dropping. "They still want what you took." The past slammed into her like a hammer. Flashes, fire, screams, blood, a dying woman's final breath. Her knees nearly buckled. Without another word, she climbed into the SUV. Inside, silence stretched thick and heavy. Damien studied her discreetly. She was no longer the bright-eyed university girl he once knew. Hardship had stripped her bare. "What happened to you?" he finally asked. She stared at her hands. "Life," he exhaled slowly. "You disappeared after the fire." The police reopened the case. 2 men were killed. Millions went missing. Her jaw tightened. "You think I stole it?" "I think you were framed," he corrected. "And someone powerful buried the truth." Her head snapped up. "You believed me?" "I still do." For a moment, emotion flickered across her face. Hope, pain, longing, before she crushed it. "It doesn't matter," she said. "My life is different now." He almost laughed bitterly. "This?" He gestured around. "This is survival, not life." She said nothing. The convoy rolled forward. "Where are you taking me?" she asked. "My house," he replied. Her heart stopped. "No." "Yes, please," she said. "Just drop me anywhere. I can disappear again." Damien turned to her slowly. "You can't. They've already seen you." Her breath hitched. "You're no longer invisible." That night, Zara stood in a bathroom bigger than her entire room at home. Warm water poured over her skin. Real towels. Clean clothes. Soft bed. It felt unreal. She cried silently into a pillow until exhaustion claimed her. 3 days later, everything changed. The headlines exploded. Governor Kalu set too. Zara did not sleep. Not even for a second. She sat on the edge of the massive bed, staring at the diamond ring on her finger like it was a ticking bomb. Governor's wife. In less than 48 hours, her name would be everywhere. Her face on every screen. Her past dragged into the light. Fear crawled beneath her skin. The wedding happened in terrifying speed. Private jets. Top designers. Diamond jewelry. An army of stylists, makeup artists, and assistants swarmed her like bees. She barely recognized the girl staring back at her in the mirror. Her skin glowed. Her hair flowed in soft waves. Her simple face was transformed into something breathtaking. Yet behind the beauty, fear lived. The chapel overflowed with powerful men, wealthy women, political giants, and dangerous smiles. Cameras flashed. Reporters screamed questions. And when Damien lifted her veil, a collective gasp filled the hall. "She's beautiful. Who is she? Where did he find her?" Zara's knees trembled, but she stood tall, because weakness could get her killed. Hours later, the headlines screamed, "Poor Hawker becomes governor's wife overnight." From street girl to first lady, the mystery woman who stole the governor's heart. The internet went mad. Some admired her. Some hated her. Some dug. And digging was what terrified her most. That night, alone in their new mansion, Zara finally broke. "This will destroy me," she whispered, sitting on the cold marble floor. Damien crouched beside her. "It won't." "You don't know them," she said, tears streaming. "They don't forget. They don't forgive. They kill." His jaw tightened. "Then we'll be ready." She stared at him. "Why are you really doing this?" Silence stretched. Then he said softly, "Because 8 years ago you saved my life." Her breath caught. "And I never forgot. Elsewhere, In a dark room lit only by flickering screens, a scar-faced man watched Zara's wedding footage. His lips curved into a slow, cruel smile. So, the little thief is alive. He picked up his phone. Track her. A pause. Then, mystery woman. Wedding in 48 hours. The nation went wild. Politicians panicked. Enemies moved. And Zara stared at the news on the giant television screen, her hands shaking. What is this? Damien stood behind her. Our solution. She turned sharply. You're insane. He met her gaze calmly. They can't touch the governor's wife. Her heart thundered. You want to marry me? Not for love, he said honestly. For protection. For power. For survival. Her lips parted. Her life as a poor hawker was over. But something far more dangerous was about to begin. Yes, kill her if necessary. The screen froze on Zara's smiling face. Back at the mansion, a chill ran through her. For the first time since the wedding, she whispered the truth. They have found me. The nightmare began 3 days after the wedding. At exactly 2:17 a.m., Zara woke with a sharp gasp, her heart pounding like it wanted to rip through her chest. She had dreamed of fire again, of blood, of a woman screaming her name. She sat up, shaking. Then she noticed the light, a faint red dot, on the white wall. Her blood ran cold. A sniper laser. Before she could scream, Damien rolled over her, pulling her hard to the floor as a bullet shattered the headboard above their heads. Bang! Glass exploded. Alarms screamed. Guards stormed in. Chaos erupted. Damien shielded her with his body. Are you hurt? He demanded. She shook her head violently, tears streaming. They found me, she whispered. I told you. By morning, the news was everywhere. Assassination attempt on governor and wife. Security doubled. Investigations launched. But Zara knew the truth. This wasn't politics. This was personal. She could no longer hide it. That night, she told Damien everything. About the warehouse. The illegal arms deal. The money. The dying woman who had shoved a flash drive into her hand. Run, she had gasped. Expose them, or they'll bury the truth forever. Zara had run, but she never exposed anything, because within hours, the woman was dead. The building burned. 2 men were killed, and Zara became the perfect scapegoat. I still have it, Zara whispered, her hands shaking. The flash drive. I hid it where no one would ever search. Damien stared at her. That evidence could destroy half the political elite in this country. Tears rolled down her cheeks. And it can get us both killed. Silence swallowed the room. Then Damien took her trembling hands. Then we finish what she started. Her eyes widened. You mean, expose them? Yes, her voice broke. They won't let us live. They already won't. He replied calmly. She swallowed. Years of fear. Years of running. Years of silence. All led to this moment. For the first time in her life, Zara lifted her head. I'm tired of being afraid. Damien nodded. Then let's end this. Somewhere, deep in the shadows. Phones rang. Plans shifted. Enemies moved. Because once the truth surfaced, nothing would remain the same. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share so you don't miss our next stories.